gentlemen, welcome back to the Smart Tank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2. I am not your solo host today, Joey. What a spectacular night for business, and I am joined by our longtime friend, in lieu of Mr. Donnie Wonderful, because Big Time Donnie had other things to do. I am joined by Joe the Crusher Calitri. Joe, it's been a long time since you've been back on this show, and welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back with you.
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is recapping the biggest party of the summer, which was WWE's Summerslam Cleveland style. They say Cleveland rocks, and last night it totally did. So we're going to be going over everything in sequential order, and we're going to just do a quick jaunt through the card that occurred last night. So starting off with the opening title match, the women's title match, a long-awaited return to the ring of the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, versus that dastardly Liv Morgan. And, so things transpired. What did you think about the match as a whole?
Well, I thought it was really good because Rhea looked really good after that few months off. But I kind of got the sense that Liv wasn't going to beat her on her own. I had a feeling Liv was going to have an assistance, and just I had a feeling that no good dirty Dom, or as Pat McAfee calls him, a scumbag, reared his ugly head.
I believe Pat McAfee refers to him as a dude wipe after the dude wipe sometimes. But yes, that no good dirty Dom, Commissary Dom as Donnie has coined him, strikes again. And you can never trust anybody who spent time in the clink. You just can't trust them. The match, I thought, was pretty good, to be honest. It wasn't spectacular. I feel like it was like more of a warm-up. Rhea had a little tiny bit of ring rust. And Liv doesn't click with everybody. I've noticed that. Rhea is a talent beyond, her years. And she's just very malleable. She's able to mix with everybody, get up in there, and just kind of throw hands, where Liv, it's who her dance partner is that matters. Like, Liv and Becky work really well together. Liv and Ronda worked decent together. Liv and Rhea, I want to see more. And luckily, that's what we're going to get. Because, as I said, if Rhea returns and just squashes Liv and gets her belt back, story's over. Like, where's the fun on that? I always said it, and I said last night, there is more meat on this bone. And that means we're going to get more story to tell. But the big thing here is, I went back and forth on this, and this taught me to always trust my gut. And the thing is that Dom was the one to turn on Rhea. I didn't see this happening. I thought there was another master plan afoot, but sometimes I'm happy to be wrong. And I do think it suits Dom's character. The reactions Rhea are getting as a face are loud and proud. And I don't think by proxy Dom would be getting that same reaction. So it was either Dom turned on Rhea or Rhea kicked Dom to the curb after she won the title. Or lost the title. So it's like, this was probably the proper way to go. As a match, what did you think about it in its overall entirety, opening up the show?
I thought it was actually a good choice to open up the show. Because, those two needed to get it going, get the ball rolling, get the fire cooking.
Okay.
And I thought they did that. And what Dom did reminded me of the legendary Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero. He lied, cheated, and stole.
Very well put. Very succinct. Apropos even. I had no problem with this opening match. Gets the ball rolling. Brings us into Raw with some intrigue. Very looking forward to the boos that Liv and Dom are going to get on that segment. They're going to be thunderous. So, I think that's a great way to start the show. And then after you got your backstage segment where Damien, Daddy Damien came in and he yelled at his kids and he was like, "Did you know? Did you know?" And Finn's like, "Of course not. I did not know." "Of course you knew, you donkey." Like, that was just like right where I looked at it and go, well, okay, I know what's happening in the title match later.
Exactly.
So, but we'll get there. So the next matchup was another title match. I mean, this was just gold after gold after gold on the line. This was Braun and Sammy. Now, I was of two minds going in on that. Well, actually, I was of one mind going in. Braun has to win. Because as much as I like Sammy, this title reign has been great. As a matter of fact, I think this is Sami Zayn's best work he's done in the WWE. He took Gunther down. He took Gunther down on his 666th day as champion at WrestleMania, which was unheard of. And also, you got to think of the ironic context of a holy man beating somebody on their 666th day. It just really sings. So I thought that was interesting. I wasn't for it at first. I really wanted Gunther to go in undefeated, maybe get a 3-year streak. I think would have been cool. But not everyone can be the tribal chief, and not everyone can be, on that kind of a role. So anyways, you got Braun. He's been hunting Sammy for a couple months now. I was not a fan of how Money in the Bank went. I thought it was a weak way for Braun to look. I thought they should have went with a DQ ending the first time around at Money in the Bank where Braun just destroyed Sammy and the ref had to call it off because it was just too much. And then you get the rematch here. I didn't like how Sammy beat Braun right out the gate. I think a guy being built up like this should win his first time out. I didn't think he needed the 2 times, but they already did the squash ending with Ilya getting that beat down. So I was like, well, you can't repeat it twice. It would just be flat. I didn't expect this to be as quick as it was, though. I thought this was going to be back, forth, with Sami Zayn giving everything he got. To me, it left me like scratching my head a little bit because he put up with so much from Braun in previous weeks. How did just 2 spears take him down? I don't know. How did you feel about this?
Well, I'm glad Braun finally got what he deserves.
Yeah.
Because he's an unstoppable force. And I think, in all honesty, he's going to be better than his father and his uncle. Because he's got the combination of the viciousness of his uncle Scott and the technical wrestling of his dad Rick.
He really does. He is a complete hybrid of the 2 Steiner brothers. Absolutely. He's a total testament to their legacy. He really does them proud. He has a great presence. He's getting better on the promos. But every time I hear him talk, I hear Scott. It's just crazy. I feel like Scott falls out of his mouth every time I hear him talk. I know that's a weird way to say it, but
and the way he delivers the spear so quick, it's like he was watching films of Goldberg all those years.
He does it much better than Goldberg. I think the coolest thing is when he bounces off the ropes multiple times and then he delivers it. But I love the speed. This guy's a jungle cat. Like, he's a panther. Like, when they do the aerial cam and he's running around the ring and they're clocking him, it's crazy. This guy could run the combine fast. Like, he could crush the combine.
Oh, easily. He could do a 100-yard dash just like that and it'd be over before you. No, it's like grease lightning out there.
Yeah, grease lightning. It's hydromatic, systematic, and all that. But I would say that good way for him to start his title reign. I think he's going to have a dominant one. I really don't see anyone on the horizon that can beat him. I mean, maybe he feuds with Ilya for a little bit. I think Sammy might get a rematch, obviously, because he's had such a long, he's had a 6-month reign. So I think Sammy gets maybe the rematch on Raw. I don't think they go to another pay-per-view. I think that becomes, Attitude Era territory where you get a guaranteed 3-match feud all the time, and that got really old real quick. So I think you'll get the title match out of the way on a Raw. Maybe Sammy's out for this Raw, licking his wounds, and then he'll be back next Raw. Who knows? I didn't have a problem with this match either. So we're 2 for 2. What did you think in the end?
I liked Braun winning it, and possibly a good challenger for him down the line would be main event Jey Uso. He deserves to have a title.
Ooh, that is a great call. Great shout. I like that idea. That's a fabulous idea, to be honest.
Because they built up Jey Uso so much.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with Jey Uso. He should have been the Money in the Bank winner this year. That was the biggest waste of Money in the Bank. I will still maintain, I know we're getting Drew and Punk out of it, but there were so many other vehicles to get to Drew and Punk. You did not need to waste a year-long Money in the Bank. Like, we don't get a Money in the Bank till next year.
Exactly.
And it's just, Money in the Bank's always fun because it's waiting in the wings. You're trying to predict when they're going to cash it in. And I think Jay would have been fucking hilarious and great with that briefcase. And
He was a sentimental favorite going in.
yeah, and he's a weird talent because unlike his brother Jimmy, Jay is it. Jay's got everything. Jay is main event material.
He's got the charisma.
He's got that charisma that the
fans
crowd,
love.
even when he loses, yeah, Brady's saying the same thing. The Smart Tank Dog is agreeing and groaning.
You got that yeet movement. It's like the yes movement with Daniel Bryan. Now you got the yeet movement with main event Jey Uso.
Absolutely. So I agree. I think, 2 for 2. SummerSlam is starting off so much damn better than freaking Money in the Bank. Already surpasses that travesty of last month. But then, right after the match, right after Braun celebrates with a tear in his eye, right after, we get my girl showing up on screen for just a few seconds, but man, were they glorious. We get the only McMahon that matters in this world, Stephanie McMahon. And man, am I happy. I want more Steph. Steph. So, next up was, bear with me a moment here, having some technical difficulties.
It was good to see Steph, though.
Yeah, it was great to see Steph. And I think I have no more interest in seeing the Authority. I'm glad we're past the Authority. We're past that stage. I think Adam Pearce does a really good job running the show. I really dig the way he handles Raw. I like having two GMs that look like they can kick the shit out of the talent. They don't take crap. They're not pushovers. It's really good. It's a nice change of pace.
It's like when you had Kurt Angle as a GM of SmackDown, then you had Mick Foley on Raw.
Yeah, but this is different. Like, I don't know. I just feel like eventually at some PLE, we're going to get a crossover between Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. I think it's inevitable. I think it's going to happen. I think it should happen. They both still got wrestling chops in them. I mean, give them one more match. One more match. Yeah.
If that happens, I'm going with Nick Aldis.
Oh, me too. I love Nick Aldis. Magnus is great.
Magnus,
yeah.
And he was one of my favorite champions in TNA, and now I was glad to see him put his GM on Raw. He's doing a
yeah, I'm just glad he's having work. I'm glad he's not, sitting on the sidelines doing nothing. He's in a prominent role.
They need to bring his wife in, Mickey James. I miss seeing her.
God, do I miss Mickey. Mickey, you so fine. Where the hell did the time go?
Hardcore country it is.
But next up was, we go from the yes movement to the yeah movement. It was the Mav, Logan Paul, everyone's favorite, and then L.A. Knight. Yeah.
Let me talk to you.
This was long awaited. This was the match we should have got at WrestleMania, as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad we're getting it at a very big pay-per-view, but it deserved to happen at WrestleMania. I really do think so. I think what we got at WrestleMania was really shitty as far as the U.S. title was concerned.
KO, and Orton. I was not impressed with that match.
Yeah, there was no reason that LA Knight had to stick that one out. Even though LA Knight and AJ Styles definitely delivered, it was, coin of phrase, phenomenal. But I wanted LA Knight's moment there. But however, we get the Mav, and he comes out to a wonderful reaction in his hometown. And
he's the only winner from Cleveland.
Yes, he's the only winner from Cleveland. But
The Miz.
WWE logic booking dictates if you're home and you're defending your title,
You're losing. See
you later, kid. You are not going to probably keep that belt. There's just no way you're going to keep that belt. So we get a segment which starts off with, LA Knight in the back. Let me talk to you. And we get the Prime truck with the blue tinted windows. And LA Knight, too many L's. LA Knight takes the pipe and attempts to smash one of the tinted windows because it bounces off the first time. That's some strong tint. And then shatters it on the second time. And it was like, I get what they were going for, but it wasn't needed. But whatever. It added a little bit of extra kick to the sauce. So then what happened was we get them in the ring. But we get action before the ring.
You had a surprise security guard for Logan.
Yeah, we had
Machine Gun Kelly.
We had what's his name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name. Mr. Megan himself. What is her name? She was in Transformers.
Megan Fox.
Yeah, Mr. Megan Fox himself, MGK. Sorry, folks, getting old. And yeah, the guy who was kill shotted by Mr. Marshall Mathers in 1 second. MGK came out. Now, first of all, MGK flexing is like both my legs put together. I mean, one of my legs put together are bigger than MGK. You can't put together one leg. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. One leg by itself is bigger than MGK's whole body. So it's like, bro, enough. I mean, it just John Cena would not be proud of you, sir, the way you acted tonight. He wants to walk back his WrestleMania entrance now. But anyway, so we get to the ring, but finally Logan Paul gets in the ring, and he already has a shiner, so something happened. Like they were physical on the outside, and we got a good match. Definitely a back and forth. Logan Paul throws one of the greatest punches, and I wouldn't expect anything less. He's an amateur boxer. His brother's Jake Paul. They just throw really good fists.
But again, he's trying to rip off William Regal with the power of the punch.
Yeah, but he has that titanium plate in his hand or whatever, that titanium screw, and it just...
Yeah, he's got more metal than a metal factory.
Yeah, so it was interesting. I dug this match. It was good, a lot of back and forth, a lot of unique counters to their special moves or their finishers or their signature moves, whatever you want to call them. Whatever video game analogy you use that pleases you, use it. That's the one we're using. But yes, in the end, Mr. Yes overcomes the Mav. And Logan Paul, I don't think he's going to be hurting. I don't think his bank account's going to be doing anything bad. I think he's fine. I don't think we'll get Logan Paul for a little while. I think we'll probably get him on hiatus now, probably for a couple months.
I mean, he had a good run, 276 days as United States champion. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he had a great run. And I got to say, Logan Paul is one of those really unique talents that I think outside of Kurt Angle, we've never seen anything like this in WWE as far as somebody who's picked it up so quick. He is just so good. And he's going to get better and better. The only thing and it's funny too, because he hosts a really good podcast, Impulsive. You should check it out. The only thing that I thought was one of the weak points in his game was his promo skills. And he completely proved me wrong 2 weeks ago on SmackDown.
He roasted LA
He
Knight.
roasted LA Knight like a fucking country fried chicken. I mean, he rotisserie. He owned him. He pooned him, as the kids would say. He was a noob. He got smashed. And it was great. But you knew LA Knight was going to get his comeuppance here. And I'm very glad because I got to say, I think we said it before the show. We said it with my illustrious colleague, Donnie, my BFF. He basically, if you didn't give LA Knight the win here, you might as well have treated him like Wardlow, lower than Wardlow. You might as well have just let him run out his contract and just run off to Tony Land in AEW because honestly, there was nothing else you could do with LA Knight. If you did not give him the win in validity here, where do you go? He's done. I mean, because you really screwed this guy. This guy had the freaking loudest momentum going into Royal Rumble last year. And, you know, I get it. Cody had to finish the story and all that. I think he could have got there another way. But I think LA Knight could have got the Royal Rumble.
The chamber.
LA Knight should have won the chamber. Something. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I had no problem with this either. So I guess what we've got cooking right now is a good show. So 3 for 3. Not bad. New champ. LA Knight. Yeah. And we move on. So after that was BBL Bailey, as Donnie likes to call her, the champ, BBL Bailey.
Well, I thought it was Drew and Punk before that.
No, it was not. It was BBL Bailey. And so we had BBL Bailey versus Nia. Okay, I'm gonna stop calling her BBL Bailey. BBL
Queen
Bailey.
Nia.
Yep, Queen Nia Jax, Queen of the Ring. She's not a ring gal, but we will find that later.
She's better.
No. Nia and Bailey was a freaking sleeper of a show. A sleeper of a match.
That was great.
I think up to this point, it was by far the match of the night. And we're talking on a card that had Logan Paul. Like, I couldn't believe that. And, man. But Nia and Bailey worked really well together. There was a lot of callbacks to their NXT matches. I really dug how Michael Cole, we said is an unsung hero in the commentating business. Like, he was able to recall that Bailey beat Nia with the guillotine back in 2015.
Down in NXT.
Now, we're talking back in the before times, kids. So, to pull that reference out from the ashes and resurrect it was really, really good.
And if you think about it, Nia got her revenge from when she put Bailey out in 2017, put her on the shelf for 3 months with a shoulder injury.
There you go. Something I didn't even know or didn't even recall. And the match was back and forth. It was really good. The only hiccup was, the only thing of controversy or possible controversy was when it was Tiffy time, when the clock hit Tiffy time. And I was like, okay, are we going to do it Seth Rollins style and have it turned into a triple threat for the women?
That's what I originally thought.
And we thought, but Bailey, boom, popped the brakes right on her face. And Tiffy went down. And then we got some really good segments. And we got a rare show of strength from Bailey, hoisting Nia Jax up. Now, listen, I know it was out of the corner, and, it's a little bit easier said than done, but, she walked with her a good, I want to say, 8 to 10 feet into the middle of the ring. And
what she did was what The Undertaker did against Mark Henry at WrestleMania.
Yes.
During the casket match when he gave him the last ride out of the corner.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little bit of an assist, but, we're also talking someone Bailey's size. The size differential is 3-1 with Nia and Bailey. And so I almost thought Bailey was going to retain off of that. But a couple distractions later, and Nia hit the Annihilator, and boom. Queen of the Ring becomes the new women's champion. And I got to say,
deserved.
Well deserved this time around. I have not been the biggest proponent of Nia Jax in previous years because she was greener than turf grass, but that hasn't rooted yet. And she, unfortunately, got a lot of shade, a lot of comments, a lot of, criticisms. And I have to say they were very well deserved. She was putting people on the shelf like they were elves. And it wasn't right because this is a sport of safety. This is a sport of majesty. It is theater. It is pageantry at its finest. It is something is a visual delight. And the fact that you don't want your dance partner, your opponent, getting hurt. It's just not the name of the game. I know people want to see blood. It's kind of like you go to NASCAR to see a car wreck. But in WWE, the story drives everything. The story is king, and then everything else falls around it. And this told a great story, but it also told some great action in the ring. We got a new champ, so we got 2 new champs tonight. So far, so good. 4 for 4. SummerSlam was on a roll.
But to Bailey's credit, she did what nobody else has done. She kicked out the Annihilator twice.
Yes, which was interesting.
It took Nia 3 Annihilators to take Bailey out. And Bailey's the only one so far that's actually given Nia a real run. Because everybody else has just been squashed.
Agreed.
Or annihilated.
I see what you did there. So next up was what I say, the event that puts butts in seats. This was the big one. This was CM Punk, the best in the world, undisputed, versus that dastardly Drew McIntyre, Scottish's own, psychopath. Scotland's own Scottish psychopath. And I thought it was great. Brady is in agreement. He's moaning.
He was a psychotic William Wallace.
But we also got the other added caveat of Seth Rollins as the guest referee, who came out looking like he raided Liberace's wardrobe from WrestleMania 1, but it was still cool. Seth Rollins, man, the guy's got the drip. He's the only guy that can pull it off.
He wore his wife's sneakers.
He looked damn good. And it was really cool because I liked the idea of them at the beginning of the match, like when there was some things that shouldn't be happening in the ring. Seth would get down and tie his shoe. He would happen to miss key points that would have disqualified anyone else if they were a different ref. Although I got to say this, they debuted, and they only used it once last night, probably because it was so stupid. They debuted the ref cam, which was on the ref's ear during Liv and Rhea.
It was dumb.
However, it was an interesting thought to get the angle of the ref, but then we all, 3 of us, Donnie included, said, wait a minute, shouldn't this at least help the ref be able to catch shit better?
Exactly.
And for some reason, they still missed the cheating. So it was just a stupid plot point. I don't know if it's a one and done. It was an interesting try, but they got rid of it. The match as a whole, it was good. I didn't think it wasn't going to be good. My whole worry was, please don't tear your tricep for a third time, CM Punk. I will have to take you off my Mount Rushmore if you do, because I cannot have somebody who tear his tricep 3 times. Drew and Punk was back and forth. And Seth really added to it here. I got to say, Seth really added to it here. I'll be interesting to see what their eventual rematch at Bad Blood will be. Because Drew says they're one and done. There ain't no way this is one and done. There is more meat on that bone. And
Rollins called it right down the middle.
Yeah, surprisingly, Rollins called it down the middle. And I did like how Jackie Redmond caught something that I didn't catch in the pre-show. She goes, Drew gets the win tonight because Punk became Drew. She said, Drew became so obsessed with Punk since Punk's return that he kept taking his eyes off the ball every single time, allowing Punk to get the one up on him and cost him all these main big stage moments and winning titles. Punk did the same tonight over a bracelet. And now, that's my only issue. I liked it going into this match, but can we do away with the bracelet bullshit after this match? Because you're having a main event feud, the feud of your company right now, being driven by a fucking bracelet. Punk, I know the bracelet's great.
Put it on a pole.
But yeah, a bracelet on a pole match. But no. The bracelet's got to go. Or Drew shattered the bracelet. I thought he was going to last night. I think that would have been a good way to end it. But
him stomp the bracelet to pieces.
Apparently, Punk really reveres this bracelet. Maybe in real life, too. So it's like, okay. I get it, but can we move on? Can we, just have something? I think we're inevitably getting them at Bad Blood in a cage. That's Hell in the Cell at Bad Blood. I think that's what we're going to get. But you did see CM Punk go to sleep the friggin' referee. And Seth still counted to 3. So it's like, there's something there too. Punk and Seth inevitably is going to be a dream match in the ring. So
Bash at Berlin, quite possibly.
Maybe. Or maybe we get a triple threat next up. Maybe that's what's leading to it. Because Bash at Berlin's next.
August 31st.
4 weeks away, folks. 4 weeks away. And
get the Wiener Schnitzels ready.
Get the Wiener Schnitzels ready. So next... Oh, we're 5 for 5, by the way. That was great.
We're undefeated so far.
Yeah, great match. Then, of course, you get the foreshadowing of the night. Damian comes in to apologize to Finn for blowing his top, losing his head, whatever. And, Finn, no, don't worry about it, brother. I be out there, I take care of you.
I bring my lucky charms.
And, so you know where this one's going. And now, folks, it is time to enter our sacred ring, to put all the street trash out to bay and get in the ring and have competition right down the middle, best of the best. The only person who could deliver this, the Ring General himself, Gunther. And boy, did he. Boy, howdy did he. Gunther, man, I went back and forth on this one. Talk about lack of foresight for Joey Business. Donnie tried to bring this up for a year ago, that Gunther is the future, and I poo-pooed it. I was like, nah, Gunther's good, but he's not the future. He's good, but he's not the future. No, Gunther is the future, but he is the now, because Gunther, as I called it, is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Very well deserved. Like Braun, I said this, there really was only one outcome to this. You needed Gunther to win. If Gunther didn't win King of the Ring, I'd say fine, he could lose. But you just had him lose to Sami Zayn after an unprecedented title reign, breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record. You needed to have him strike back and become a force and now rebuild. And that's what you did. But Damian looked strong as fuck doing it. Like right out the gate, I thought Gunther was going to smash him. Damian hit him hard.
I said that from the get-go. Damian had to take the fight to Gunther.
Yeah.
And that's what nobody's been able to do. And Damian Priest did what really nobody else did. He pretty much put an ass whooping on Gunther.
They put an ass whipping on each other. There was a point in the match where I think it started to get a little real, and we started to see potatoes versus receipts because
those chops were brutal.
Yeah, and Damien had either like Lee nails or whatever because he cut open Gunther.
But again, the chops could do it because look at certain guys when they chop, you see like blood vessels breaking and all that.
Yeah, but Gunther had a slice. Like he was chopped open.
I think he did when he went on the announce table. He might have got cut there.
Yeah, but he was pissed. He was certainly pissed, and like you could tell that we were getting a little bit of
UFC,
some real deal McNeil stuff right there. I mean, they were beating the shit out of each other,
chopping meat,
and those lariats were like, God damn.
Obviously, they were watching films of JBL.
Yeah, it was great.
Hansen.
But, like we said, Liv and the Judgment Day was a 2-part thing. And where Dirty Dom did tonight, Finn Balor plunged and twisted the knife to end it here. And you could see it coming a mile away from Raw. Like, even a couple Raws ago. You knew that dirty leprechaun was going to take care of this.
It's been brewing for about a month now since Money in the Bank.
And I'll be honest, it's going to give Finn something big to do. Because Finn is too damn good to have him just... on the show. Just to have him on the show is a waste. Do we get the Demon back? I don't know.
I do. I think we're going to see Damien versus the Demon at Bad Blood.
That would be great. If we can only get rid of JD McDonough on the way, I'd be happy.
You have to have the Finn and JD lose the tag belts, which Damien would cost them the belts with whoever they face to get his revenge.
You could have that. I also said I added the caveat of... I could see Rhea and Damien challenging for the belts in a real interesting sort of way. Just on a Raw, not on a main event pay-per-view or anything like that. I just could see them challenging in the meantime as like a little interim, appetizer just to, kind of get things moving.
But again, I could see Damien and Rey Mysterio challenging Judgment Day.
Yep. So, again... The vehicle served the way to get to the destination. Gunther is going to save the sacred sport in that ring, and it's going to be a magnificent Monday Night Raw coronation. I cannot wait. All rise for Gunther.
Yeah, tell him to go hit the sauerkraut.
He will. Now, from there, we got Jelly Roll, who I'm a big fan of.
Very talented.
Jelly Roll's great. But we got the Miz and we got R-Truth. We got the Awesome Truth coming out. And this is the funny thing. They did the, obligatory, we broke records again. How come they never not break records? They always break records. By the way, who verifies these records? And who pays you? Person, put your name out there. I would like to know. Be brave. Because I don't know how you break records all the time. Every time. But... And it's funny, because WWE throws shade at AEW for fudging the numbers and little fuzzy math. I don't know. I think it works both ways, because it's very funny how no records are never not broken every pay-per-view. Every PLE, I'm sorry. But what was surprising was we got nobody who asked for it. A-Town Down Under come to crash the party. And Jelly Roll comes in with the assist in the chair. And first of all, Jelly Roll's a big guy. He's a mountain of a man, but he delivered one of the best choke slams I've ever seen in my entire life to Austin Theory. One-handed choke slam was sick, and big dude can move because he delivered a 15-knuckle shuffle with Miz and R-Truth.
It was amazing.
It was really well done. Great celebrity segment, not a waste at all. Definitely came off much better than years past with Jon Stewart, which was such a shit interference segment.
Jon Stewart's a chump.
I concur. So yeah. Next up.
On another note, I can see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller splitting Theory going face because of what Grayson Waller did to him last night, leaving him in the ring.
Austin Theory cannot go face. Who out there fucking likes Austin Theory? Yeah, exactly. So, no.
But they're teasing a split from them.
Yeah, okay. He couldn't go face if he was just in a room with his mother.
Possibly because
as the crowd. He'd still be a heel.
But again, back to Gunther. I see him having a title reign next year's WrestleMania,
I do too.
and he's going to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's the reverse obligatory title reign, SummerSlam to WrestleMania. As Donnie would say, WrestleMania to SummerSlam is the obligatory title reign. I agree. It is the Cinderella title reign where it's the gimme. You know, it's just the regular mode of business title reign, which is great. It's business is serviceable. Obligatory title reign is a nice title reign. Like I said, Damian Priest, I never even thought would be a one-time world champion. So the fact that he's already a one-time 6-month champion, hey, sir, golf clap to you. And you're getting better. You're getting much, much better. I'm a fan of you. I no longer call you Nightwolf. That's a boon in your cap. But now, on to the main event. And it was...
Epic.
It could have been epic. It was epic. Going in, I was just meh on this on paper because, listen, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is one of the greatest things to happen to wrestling in many, 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 many years. And the fact that he was defending his title against the faux tribal chief Solo, Mr. Fee-Fi Fo-Fum himself, or as one of my really good friends, Billy, calls him, Wish Fred Flintstone. Fred Flintstone from Wish, rather. Sorry. I just wasn't really looking forward to this at all. On paper or otherwise, I was not looking forward to it. And it was interesting. You know, Solo came out. He had about a 2-minute entrance. And then we get about a 12-minute entrance from Cody Rhodes. This entrance was unique because it started all the way in the back of the bus. No, Rosa, sit down. No, all the way in the back of the bus, Cody comes out with Pharaoh, his dog. And a boy and his dog, there's nothing stronger. Right, Brady? Yeah, that's right.
And then who do you see in the back?
And then
the greatest of all time.
You see one of the greatest of all time. Oh, here's my dog. As you can see, he's doing a Pharaoh right now on my lap. That's his jingling. We see the enforcer, Arn Anderson. And he was like, Cody, I want you to know that everyone here thinks you're the greatest. There's 57,000 people. But if you're about to lose and you get in trouble, I got the Glock. And I'm ready for you, son. So, no, he did not say that, but he should have. That would have been fucking awesome.
And he said you have a couple friends on their way. And right away, you knew who it was. I called it from the get-go.
Yeah, it was very underwhelming on that part, but you called it right away. You did. Because this was Bloodline rules. It was being contested under Bloodline rules, which we haven't seen since WrestleMania. And I do say, outside of it being called Bloodline rules, I don't think this would have worked as well. You needed Bloodline rules to get to where we were going. The match itself, I gotta admit, was not bad. It was better than their Raw match. They definitely put together a much better match. My biggest problem with this was that Cody already beat Solo's undefeated streak the Raw before WrestleMania. He beat him. So I'm like, okay, where's the challenge here? He's already beat him. And I liked how Cody said, you're not ready to him at Raw. They recalled it back. And, yeah, it was interesting. You get the Bloodline rules because, is Cody going to lose? Is he going to have an obligatory title reign? He is the American Nightmare, the face of the company. Hell no, he's not going to have an obligatory title reign. What are you, a mark? Are you a new mark on the block? No, not at all. But match was good. Of course, it gets to a point where all of a sudden the Bloodline comes in. So you get the Tongans, the answer to the question no one asked. And they come in and they cause the interference, which brings on the first of the aforementioned people on their way, Kevin Owens. So that was underwhelming for me. I was like, okay, I love KO. Fine, here comes Randy. But what I thought was funny was Kevin Owens looked like he was genuinely surprised by the length of time it took to get to the ring, and he was hustling. Randy Orton just pulled a Jeff Hardy from AEW, and he was fist pumping on the way down. He was slapping his hands. I mean, in kayfabe, urgency, Randy. Urgency. Get to the ring and help out Cody. He was soaking up the fanfare.
But again, they had to do it to kill time.
They had to do it to kill time. But then they get to the ring, and then auspiciously and suspiciously, they fight And all of a sudden, KO and Randy fight the Tongans off, and they go over the barrier, and they're out of the arena. So that leaves Solo and Cody by themselves. And
Can't have a SummerSlam
but
without
I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, we're getting crossroads, we're getting kickouts, we're getting all that shit, and I'm like, please tell me Cody's not going to beat him clean. Please tell me Cody's not going to beat him clean, because that would be even worse than no interference. Like, it's just, I wanted something. I was waiting for something, and then something came.
Jacob Fatu's start.
Jacob Fatu to start. You're right. I got a little ahead of myself. Jacob Fatu to start. And then, boom. You hear that wonderful organ music. And you see that big graphic up on the Tron. Head of the table. And to a thunderous pop. A thunderous pop. Out comes the OTC, the original tribal chief, as it said right on the shirt, so it's got to be true.
Tribal chief.
You know what? It could be original tribal chief, or it could be our tribal chief. That would be great. Roman Reigns. Man, was this cool. So cool, we've watched it back twice. He hits the ring fast, with urgency. He didn't slap people's hands or fist bump on the way. Because the tribal chief is dignified. And he ran to the ring and he cocked that Superman punch immediately. There was no question. I thought they were going to get him in there and at least have him like tease who he was going to hit. But he just went straight at Solo and was like, bitch, boom, sit your down.
Tyson him.
Yeah, he Mike Tyson punched out him quick. And it was great. Great moment. And then he looked at Cody as if to say, all right, man, finish your story. We've got work to do later. You and I still got business to attend to, but we'll get there. And I loved it because now automatically Roman's a face. And you knew it was going to happen. People are always a face when they come back from injury anyway, or from a long, long time away. But Roman is a face now. And it's going to be interesting because does Roman overshadow Cody in popularity? I think he's very close. It's 1 and 1A, and you got like a piece of bread in between. It's so close. It's very paper thin. I'm a fan of both of them. They're two of my favorites of all time. Cody, I think, has done a wonderful job overall, despite the fact he's had some lackluster opponents. And I don't mean lackluster as the fact of the talent. I mean the feuds. I think AJ and Cody was not put together well, even though the matches were really good, especially Backlash. And then you have Solo, this feud. And this did okay. But I want to see where it goes from here because Cody and Roman are inevitably going to lock horns again. Or is Roman just concerned with family for a time being? Either way, I think we're on to some good stuff. I think we have an exciting week of WWE television ahead of us. I cannot wait for Raw to see Dom and Liv get booed out of the building beyond belief, to hear Damian and Rhea's reactions individually, and to see where the bracelet goes. My God, where is it right now? I mean, that's the biggest question everyone's asking. I'm so worried about that bracelet. Drew, can you just leave it in like coat check or something somewhere and it will never be seen again?
Leave it at the pawn shop.
That'd be great. And then we got SmackDown, which I have to believe Roman will be making an appearance. I don't think he's not going to show up again. He might not be on every SmackDown, but I think he'll be at least here and there for a while. Overall, SummerSlam totally kicked ass. Cleveland rocked. I thought it was great. Joe, what are your thoughts, Crusher?
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it gave Cleveland winners, unlike the Indians or the Browns.
Yes. And on that note, this has been the Smart Tank Revolution. You can catch us on the next one. We're waiting for you, Donnie. OTC. Later.